Hi, Wagwan. This is Kerriann from Kerriann's Cravings. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make my super moist and juicy barbecue chicken. If this sounds good to you, stick around, subscribe now, and let's get cooking. So I'm starting out with a few chicken quarters with the skin on. Now leaving the skin on will result in a more juicier and flavorful chicken, which is exactly what we're looking for. So before adding any seasoning, I went ahead and rinsed my chicken in some vinegar and water to cut down on some of that rawness, as well as to clean up the chicken a bit. After which we're going to drain and pat our chicken dry. Now we're ready to season it up. First up, I'm adding my custom seasoning blend. I will link the ingredients in the description box below for you. Next, I'm going in with some all-purpose seasoning. I'm adding some garlic powder, some salt, and some onion powder. I'm going to add some crushed pimento berries or pimento seeds to my chicken. So I'm adding my barbecue sauce earlier on in my cooking process because I want it to act not only as a sauce but also as a marinade. This will result in a more intense flavored barbecue chicken. So next I'm going to follow that up with some green onions, fresh thyme, and some fresh bell peppers. That's it. That's all I'm going to put on this. Next, I'm going to use my hand and combine everything. You want to make sure you're getting the seasoning not only on the outside but also under the skin, and as well also the inner cavity of the chicken. So I'm going to cover this with some cling wrap. Then I'm going to place it in the bottom of my fridge and allow my chicken to marinate overnight. Before we continue, let's just preheat our oven to 375 degrees. So now we want to remove our cling wrap, and then we want to give everything a quick massage just to combine all our seasoning and redistribute everything. It's been sitting overnight, so sometimes things tend to sit at the bottom, so we want to make sure that we redistribute the seasoning all over the chicken before we move on to our next step. So I'm going to put my chicken to the side for a minute so I could go ahead and prep my roasting pan. So I'm using foil and parchment paper together. You can use one or the other or both like I did. So now we're going to place our chicken quarters one by one on the tray. We want to make sure each piece is laid flat. We certainly don't want them to be on top of each other. Then we'll keep repeating this step until all our chicken are on the tray. After which we'll pour all that marinade that's sitting in the bowl all over our chicken. So now that that is done, we're going to cover this up and we're going to bake it at 375 degrees for 40 minutes. So now we've arrived at our 40-minute checkpoint. So we'll remove our chicken from the oven for a quick basting. So I'm not using a baster, I'm using my cooking spoon. So I'm going to scoop up some of that barbecue juice goodness and I'm going to pour it over all of my chicken. You want to keep going until each piece is fully coated. So once that's done, we're going to cover our chicken and put it back in the oven for another 20 minutes. Okay, my love, so we're at that 20-minute check mark. So we're going to go ahead and take our chicken out. And of course, we're going to give it a quick baste with our cooking spoon or our baster, whichever you have on hand. And we're going to spread all that goodness from the bottom of the pan all over our chicken until all the pieces are smothered in all that goodness. So now we want to do a quick check for doneness. You can use a food thermometer like I'm doing here. Another option is to use a skewer or a toothpick and pierce the thickest part of the meat without touching the bone. And if the juices run clear, then you know your chicken is fully cooked. And if there's some pink, you want to allow this to cook a little bit longer. It is recommended that you cook your poultry at an internal temperature of 165 degrees. I'm getting a reading of 174, so I know at this moment my chicken is completely done. Next, I'm going to increase my oven temperature to 500 degrees and allow my chicken to cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. This will allow the chicken to get that beautiful golden brown color that I'm looking for. And here you have it, my darlings, a sweet and tangy and moist and juicy barbecue chicken. Yeah, we don't do dry meats over here. That is just not our ministry. As always, thank you for tuning in and hanging out with me today. And I hope you enjoy this super juicy chicken recipe, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well as subscribe to our channel. Also hit that notification bell so you are the first to be notified once a new recipe drops. Until next time, my friend, one love and stay blessed.